If you take G3 math, have you ever wondered why we always flip inequality sign when we multiply or divide with a negative number? Now over here I have a very simple example to show you exactly why this is the case. So you can see that from my first inequality to my second inequality, the only change that I did was that I multiplied by -1 to both sides, right? And as a result, the inequality sign actually flipped. Now this idea can be easily illustrated with a basic number line. So before we actually go through the concept, just some characteristics of the number line. On the number line, the numbers are arranged in increasing order, right? So they are actually in increasing order. That means from left to right, the numbers must be increasing. So if I write 0, -1, -2, 1, and 2 over here, right? So for instance, let's look at the first inequality. X is lesser than -1. So let me just let X be -2 over here, right? Because -2 is lesser than 1. So let's say over here, this is currently X, right? And then over here, this is currently -1. We can see that -2 is lesser than -1 because -2 is on the left side of -1 on the number line. Now, when we actually multiply by -1 to both numbers, so when I multiply by -1, it actually becomes here, right? When I multiply this by -1, then my -1 will become 1 over here. And then when I multiply by -1 over here, right, this -2 actually becomes +2, right? And then X will become over here, right, -X. So you can see that after I multiply by negative, the positions actually change. Now, instead of -2 being behind -1, 2 is in front of 1 now, because the distance from 2 to 0 is bigger than the distance from -1 to 0. So when we multiply by negative to a number or negative number in specific, all it does is that it just changes the position on the left side to the right side, right? So now 2 is on the right side of 0, and since the distance from 0 to 2 is bigger than the distance from 0 to 1, that is why now 2 is bigger than 1, and since now 2 is bigger than 1, we actually flip the sign, right? Because now 2 is no longer smaller than 1, it is bigger than 1. And this is exactly how inequality works, in case you were just blindly memorizing it your whole life. So in order to do well in math, it's very simple. You need to understand exactly what you're learning, such as this simple example, in order to do well in exams, right? And if you are looking to build an intuition when it comes to math concepts and really understand at the core of it how everything works, then I have created the library of A1 Math Academy just for you, where I filmed a video for every basic concept from scratch, from Sec 1 to Sec 4, for both A Math and E Math, and I've dumped it all inside that library for you to go and watch and learn. In addition to that, I've created topical test papers, yearly test papers that all come with our 24/7 premium turnaround marketing service. So if you want more information, just WhatsApp this number over here and I'll send you a demo link as well as an information kit for you to get more information. If not, I hope this video was helpful and insightful. Let me know what you think in the comments below.